This call is now being recorded.
Good morning, all.
Good morning, sir.
Okay, then come to our next topic or new topic, that is model for internet network security. Okay, so here very first you list or you observe that what are the components we are using in this one, right? So here very first you can see that what is the objective of having this model, right? Why we are using this model, what are the requirement of this model, and what are all the components of that model, and how actually this model is working. Okay, audible, visible, no problem.
No problem, sir.
Okay. So here, very first you see that this model why we are using means actually sender wants to send a message to that receiver, right? Two friends are there, two brothers are there. They want to share some messages, right? They want to communicate by sending and receiving that messages, right? So to send a message or to receive the message, they want to use some network button, right? Like a LAN they want to use, WAN they want to use, intranet they want to use, right? Some network they want to use to send that message electronically, right? Like our WhatsApp is there, email is there, right? And some other media is there. That media we will use to share the messages or to communicate the, with opponents, right? So for that one, right, very first component is we require the sender and we require the receiver, right? Two parties are required, sender and a receiver. Okay, and one thing, right? Sender and receiver are there. The sender wants to send the message. So here first two parties we have written. One requirement is sender should be there. Another requirement is recipient is there. You can see in that picture, right? Two parties are there. One who is sending that messages on left hand side, and another on right hand side. Those who are receiving that messages, right? So wherever you want this type of communication, sharing of messages, right? You want to implement one system, you want to implement one security system, right? You want to implement some data transformation system, right? So in that data transfer system, you, right, want to give that guarantee, you want to give that assurance that the data transformation by using such techniques, by using such tools are much, right, secure, right? So whenever you want to implement, for that one we need one model, for that one we need one model, right? So by seeing that model you can implement the things actually in reality, you will implement the things. Okay, so first of all, that I am that sender is there, and you people are the receiver is there. But whatever, what all that idea messages I am sending, you people are receiving that one, right? So from that sender to receiver, how it is reaching means, for that one we are using some communication channels we are using. For that one we are using some information channels we are using, which are, right, which are able to, right, transmit, right, my message from my side to your side, right? So sender is over, receiver is over. So a sender, suppose here he is sending one message hello, right? Receiver will receive that messages as it is message. The receiver will receive hello, right? So here and that message is getting passed from the information channel. That is your second component. That is that second component. Sender is there, receiver is there, that is the first component, and they want to share that messages. They want to share that messages, right? That is the sender is sending that, suppose plain message hello, right? So that message is a second component. So the message is a second component. He is sending that hello, plain text, readable text, anybody can read the text hello, right? Then it will allow that message to pass from that information channel. That can be that WAN, that can be that LAN, that can be that intranet, right? Some network they are using to pass that messages to that recipient. Then recipient will receive that messages, right? Plain text is there, simply it will receive that plain text. The message receiver will receive that plain text hello, and it will read and reply accordingly, right? And reply accordingly. But what's the guarantee that whenever you are sending that messages, right, to the recipient, right, nobody have observed your messages, right? Nobody have seen your messages, right? So here in that information channel, in or during that transmitting your messages into that network, you can see here opponents are there, right? Enemies are there, okay? Hackers are there, crackers are there, right? Informers are there, okay? And they are sitting in that network, right? They are sitting into that network, and they are everything they are recording, right? What messages is going, who is the sender, who is the receiver, right? What packets they are sending, and they are trying to, right, steal that data. They are trying to read the data. They will try to modify the data. They will try to, right, fabricate that data. Opponents will be there, right? Opponents will be there. Opponents are nothing but hackers, crackers, right, trackers, right? Those who observe your messages, those who try to steal your data, right? That opponents will be there in that network, right? So that information channels are very vulnerable to that attackers, very vulnerable to the attackers. Vulnerable means easily they can weakness, right? So where that attackers will attack during the transmission only, they will attack. When the packets are traveling in that network, at that time only they will attack, right? So for that one, we need to provide the security. So we need to provide that security. So in order to provide that security, in order to provide that confidentiality, so that nobody, right, else, right, should read our messages during the transmission. When our messages in the transmission, or my message is traveling in that network, right, no unauthorized person, right, should read my message. Here sender and recipient both are authorized. Sender and receiver both are authorized. If you are sending that plain message as an authorized sender, right, then receiver will receive that same hello messages, right, as an authorized recipient, right? Both are authorized, right? So recipient can read your message, but some unauthorized people should not, right, see the contents of your messages. Some unauthorized user should not, right, see analyze your traffic, right? So we need to provide that security for that one. We need to provide that security for that one. What is that security means? Very first thing is we need to provide that message confidentiality. Message confidentiality. What is that message confidentiality means? First we need to convert, right, that message from readable format to unreadable format. Readable format to unreadable format, or you can say that we are converting that message from plain text to cipher text, right? Plain text means readable format, anybody can read that one, right? As you can read my screen, model for internet work security, right, some diagram, easily you can read and understand. So this is called as a plain text. This is called as a plain text, right? But if I make some changes, meaning will remain same. Meaning will remain same. But from that readable format to, right, I need to, right, for security purpose, we can convert it into that unreadable format. unreadable format, right? So that is called as a data confidentiality. And to provide the data confidentiality, we need to encrypt the message. We need to encrypt the message. What is meant by encryption? What is meant by encryption? Converting that plain text into the ciphertext. CIPHER, converting that plain text into the ciphertext, converting that messages into that readable format to unreadable format. That is called as an encryption. That is called as an encryption. That is the right first responsibility or the first stage of security. Right? You want to protect your messages from unauthorized access. You want to protect your message from the attackers. You want to protect your messages from the opponents, right? So that they should not read your messages. They should not, right, observe your messages. Okay, so here for that one, we want to provide the confidentiality, right, by converting our plain text into the ciphertext, by converting your readable message from the readable format to unreadable format, right? So for that one, we need one encryption algorithm we required, right? Example is, suppose DES algorithm is there, DES, name of that algorithm, data encryption standard, right? So some algorithms we are using, right, to convert the plain text into the ciphertext, to convert that data from that readable format to unreadable format, right? So that is called as a security related transformation, right? That circle is there, right? Security related transformation. So what is that security related transformation? Means converting that messages from that readable format to that unreadable format, converting that message from that plain text to the ciphertext. That is called as a security related transformation. That is called as a security related transformation, right? So here for that transformation, we will use some algorithms. We will use some algorithms, right? Example, I have given you the DES algorithms and an advanced encryption standards, AES, right? DES, triple DES, right? Such algorithms are there. That algorithm we will use to convert your plain text to the ciphertext, right? Then your message will become as a secure messages. That color rectangle you can see, second rectangle, right? So now before sending that messages into that network, before putting your messages into that network, right, what you did, you have converted your message from readable format to unreadable format, right? That message, now that message got converted into that secure message, right? Message got converted into that secure message, right? You can see that white box, white rectangle is now right, converted into the colored rectangle, right? That indicates that some operations you have applied on that messages in order to protect it from the hackers and attackers. Okay, that is called as a security related transformation. Now your secure messages is ready, right? So while you are converting it from that plain text to that ciphertext, right, we need some secret information, means which algorithm you have used to convert that plain text into that ciphertext, right? So that the same algorithm will be used by that recipient to perform that reverse operations, that is converting that messages from the unreadable format to the readable format, right? So that is called as a secret information. That is called as a key, right? That key we will use, right, during the conversion. Okay, so you can say that method of converting from the plain text to the ciphertext, right? And it will be provided by the trusted third party, right? It will be provided by the trusted third party. Okay, so here you also believing as a sender, you also believing in the trusted third party. As a recipient, they are also believing in the trusted third party, right? Even that for that media, what we are using, or that LAN, what we are using, or the network, what we are using to transmit that message, that also is trusting on the third party service providers, right? Third party service providers, right? You can say that arbiter, you can say that arbiter, or you can say that distributor, right? Arbiter means, what's the dictionary meaning of arbiter, right? A powerful man, right? Whose order or whose decision will be accepted by all, right? You can say just like a judge, right? Once he given any decision means we have to accept it, right? So that controller, you can say that arbiter, right? Or they are taking care of all your security concerns, right? While encrypting that messages, right? They are providing you to the key, and same key, and that same key, right, also got shared with that recipient by the third party only. Okay, and during the transmission, right, your messages also get scanned, your messages also got encrypted with the help of this trusted third party only. Even even after applying these many that security concerns, if that opponents are able to hack your messages, right, but they cannot able to read your messages, right? They can hack your messages, they can get that your message, right? But your message is got encrypted with the help of some secret information, right? They don't know that which algorithm you have used, what is the key, right? So like this, right, they will not be able to decrypt your messages, right? They will not able to decrypt your messages, right? So the work is done by the trusted third party, right? They are assuring us that your messages or your data is safe with us. Right? In last class, I have given that examples of what Gmail is there, right? We will very much trust on the Gmail, right? And we will think that our data is, right, very much safe with the Gmail, right? Like this, some banking softwares are there, banking applications are there, right? We will think that our data is very much safe with the bank people, right? The data is not safe with Gmail, the data is not safe with that banking people, the data is not safe, we can say that, with the WhatsApp. Only the thing is, right, they will not misuse your data. Only the thing is that they will not misuse your data. They will not share your data with some unauthorized person, right? That trust we will keep on them, right? Bank people can see your all transaction. Bank people can see that from where that money is coming, right? From where that money is going, right? Everything will be there with that bank people, right? So like this, only the trust is they will not hand over your data to some unauthorized people. Okay, so that is called as a trusted third party. Okay, so here our message is there, components, message is there, plain text message is there, right? And to convert that plain text into that ciphertext, right? Second component, we need that algorithms we required, right? Along with that algorithms, we need some secret key, secret information is required, right? To convert the plain text into that ciphertext, right? Then after conversion, right, the ciphertext is ready. But how you will share that ciphertext with the recipients? For that one, we need some information channels which can transmit your message to the recipient, right? Another components we require is an information channel is required, right? So on the other hand, right, information channel securely it will transmit your messages, right, from to the recipient. After receiving that, right, recipient will receive that ciphertext. It will receive that ciphertext, right? So again, ciphertext is cannot read. Ciphertext is cannot read. So what it would need to, before reading, first it need to implement that same algorithm, right, for decrypt the data or decrypt that messages, right? So that same algorithms, right? So what all that security things you have implemented before sending it, right? It will be there with a trusted third party, and same information it will share or it will help to that recipient also while decrypting that messages. right? Converting that messages from unreadable format to the readable format, converting that messages from that ciphertext to the plain text, right? Reverse operations, what operations we have implemented on the left hand side as a sender, same operations it will get implemented into the right hand side also, but in the reverse order. But in the reverse order, here on right hand side we are converting, right, plain text to the ciphertext. On the right hand side we are converting that ciphertext into the plain text, right? So here opponents are there, right? In next slides we will see that what are the opponents are there, right? So this is that model for your internet or security. So wherever you want to implement any security, right? Security things, right? You want to protect your messages, right? So you can have this model, right? By seeing this model, we can implement the security. So basic things are there, okay, right? Very first we need that algorithms are required, powerful algorithms are required, right, to convert the plain text into the ciphertext, right? So here sender and receiver is there, one thing, right? Second component is plain text and ciphertext is there, that is called as security related transformation, right? And third things are there, secret information is there, that is called as key, right? So and fourth is there, transfer information channels are there, that is the fourth component is there, right? And trusted third party is there, right? And trusted third party is there, right? So these are the components what we are using in internet network security, right? So here in the trusted third party means we are trusting on them, right? And here on the second side we are having the opponents, those, right? We can say the thieves, we can say the thieves which can steal your data, right? And they are waiting for your data in a network, okay? So but third party is helping us, third party is providing that services in order to protect our data, right? So uh, this is all about our model for internet work security, right? What are the components are there, how they got connected with each other, what services they are providing, right? And that order of that component implementation also, right? So first is plain text, right? Then we need the encryption algorithms. Then along with that encryption algorithm, we need the secret information. Then after implementation, right, we will get that ciphertext. After getting the ciphertext, then we are putting that ciphertext into that network. Then after, right, finding the destination address, that secure message is reached to that destination, right? Then that secure message is unable to read, then again that recipient will get contacted with that trusted third party, then trusted third party will help that recipient, right, in decrypting that messages, right, from unreadable format to readable format. Again same algorithm, same key will be get applied, right, but in that reverse order. Then that message will get decrypted, right? Then finally that recipient will be able to read that messages, right? Components as well as the order also is important, in what order we are using the components and how we are connecting the components with each other, right? So here message is ready to send the messages, we need that network, right? And we need that recipient. These are the basic three things: sender, receiver, right? And to send that messages we need one information channel. These three things, the basic three things are required, right? But what is happening, all of a sudden some opponents will got introduced, all of a sudden that opponents came, right? So I want to protect my message from that opponents. I want to protect my messages from the opponents. Opponents means unauthorized persons are there, hackers are there. So I want to protect my message from the hackers. Then immediately that security precautions are started. Security measures are started, right? Converting that messages from plain text to that ciphertext unreadable format. Then immediately for that one, we need some algorithms we need. Right? Then if algorithms are there means along that algorithms we need some secret information also. Right? So like this, right? Then that message will got converted from readable to unreadable format. Right? So these are the additional things in order to provide the right security to your message, in order to provide that confidentiality to your messages. That is the security concerns. Right? Otherwise, simply keep three things are enough. One is sender, another is receiver, and one is information channel or the media which is using to transfer your messages from sender to receiver. Right? Then what are the extra things are there? These trusted third parties are there, right? Secure messages are there. These are the security concerns are there, right? In order to provide that confidentiality to our messages, we are using this one, security related transformation, secret information, right? Why opponents are there? That's why. If opponents are not there, if opponents are not there, right, then you not to encrypt your message, right? Simply you can say send that plain messages, right? Okay, but some opponents, they are attacking on your data, they are misusing your data, right? So we want to protect our data from that misuse, right? That's why we are converting it into that. Yeah, that's why we are providing that confidentiality by using some encryption decryption algorithm. Okay, next. So this is all about the model for inter-network security, right? You can say that it is a 3-star question, right? Most expected question in external examination, right? For what you can say long answers. For 5 marks, they will ask you this question. You need to draw this diagram. You need to explain, right? First, you list out the components, then describe the use of each component, right? Once again, this is the most expected question in your external examinations. They will ask you for that highest marks, right? So here, very first we need to able to draw the components. To draw the components, first we need to remember the components, right? And after that, remembering the components, we need to connect that components in proper order, right? So list the components and explain that use of each components, right? Drawing the diagram successfully means 50% marks, right? For 5 marks means 2.5 marks for drawing the diagram, and 2.5 marks will be there for the explanation of each things, right? Sender, receiver, security message, security related transformation, right? Security information, what is trusted third party, what is opponent, what is information channel, right? That all things we need to explain, right? Then for that explanation, half marks will be there. Okay. So security related transformation is nothing but converting that plain text into that ciphertext by using one of the encryption algorithm. By using that one of the encryption algorithm, we are converting that message to secure messages. Okay, that is called as secret information. Okay. Next, so using these models, right, requires us to design a suitable algorithm for security transformation, right? For message encryption and for that message description, right? Which algorithms you want to use, right? So that based on that importance of that messages, we need to have that algorithm, right? We need to have that algorithm, right? So that's why they are suggesting us to design a suitable algorithm for security transformation. Okay, so converting your messages from readable format to that unreadable format, right? We need one algorithm, right? So how important that message is, right? Based on that importance of that messages, based on that importance of the chat, yeah, you can design an algorithm. Okay, then generate a secret information. That is the second component. Keys are there. Keys are there, right? Which can be distributed, which can be shared by the trusted third party, right? Trusted third party. trusted third party will suggest us to use this key, right, while doing the encryption and decryption process, right? So that's why the second main important component is generate the secret information used by the algorithm, right? Then third one is uh, we have now converted that message to the secure messages, right? But how we can share and who is responsible to distribute the key, right, from the sender and receiver, right? So that answer is third party. The answer is third party, right? So develop methods to distribute and share the secret information keys, right? So that is nothing but some trusted third party will be there, right, which can distribute or which can share the secret information between the sender and receiver, or which can help the sender and receiver, right, or which can suggest the sender and receiver, right, to share that keys, right? So he only will give one side that you use this key, and other side also he will only tell that you use this key for decryption purpose, right? Next, fourth component is for transformation of that information. Transformation of the information, or authenticating that, giving authentication of that secure transformation of the information. Right? That is example, you can see in the PPT example is hash function. Example is a hash function. What is hash function? Earlier I have explained you. Right? Doing some mathematical calculation on both sides. Right? Counting the words, counting that capital letters, counting that white spaces. Some type of example I am telling. Some type of mathematical computations we need to do on that messages. Right? On both sides, sender and receiver. And after doing that calculation, we should get the same result, right? Before sending also and after sending also, the result should be that same, right? We can say that our message, nobody have alter our messages, and nobody have open our messages, and nobody have seen our messages, right? That is the concept of hash function, right? It will generate some hash value. It will generate some hash value, and which will be on both sides, sender and receiver. It must be same, right? That similarity guarantees the message confidentiality. Okay, so these are the four important components are required in that model for network security, right? So one thing is, first one is algorithm is required from that plain text to the ciphertext. Then the key is required, right? And then third one is the algorithm is there, key is there, but who will share that algorithm and key between the sender and receiver, right? For that one, we need to have a secure method of key distribution, right? That is nothing but a responsibility of the third party, right? So he will distribute and share that secret information between the sender and receiver. Then fourth one is the right the transformation, right? Transformation of data from the source to the destination, and security guarantee. For that one, we are using the hash function. Okay. Then here all components they have explained here. Model for network access security. Right. So here, as we are talking about the opponents, right? As we are talking about that opponents. So opponents can be human being, or opponents can be the software. Right? Manually also we can attack on the data, or we can have some program, or we can have some what we can say applications, right? Which can attack on the data during the transmission. Right, during that transmission, right? So opponents can be here. You can see that on the slide. You can see that opponents can be the human being, right? We will call them as a cracker, or we will call them as a hacker. Okay, or that opponents can be a software also. Opponent can be a software also, just like a virus, worms, right, and other things, which can damage your data, which can modify your data, right, or which can get one copy of your data, right? So that is called as a virus and worms, right? So opponents can be of two types. Opponents can be of two types. One is machine, that you can say that software, and another one is human being. Manually they can attack on your data, right? Then second one, where you are having the access channel. Access channel means what? The easiest way to attack. That easiest way to attack. Okay, you might have seen in that old cinemas, right? Means of transport is only the bus, right? From a village to the city, right? So here, if the bus is starting from the either village or either the city, right? The attackers will not attack in the village or in the city, right? So in a midway somewhere, right? They will find out the best place. If we attack on this bus, right? So nobody will come, and this is a safe place to attack on the bus, right? So in between, on the way, right? In between somewhere they will find that secure place, and they will wait till that bus comes. As the bus arrives, right? Immediately they will attack on that bus, right? For gaining something, or right? So that is called as an access channel. That is called as an access channel. That is nothing but network, right? They cannot attack on your system. They cannot attack on the recipient systems also. So easiest way to attack is on during the transmission. During the transmission, they will attack, right? So that is called as an access channel, right? Second thing is there, whenever we are entering in, the data is entering into that system, data is entering that system, right? We need to have some firewalls. We need to have some firewalls, right? That is called as a gatekeeper function, which is called as a gatekeeper function, right? Firewall means we should close all the possibilities, right? And only we should keep open one possibility, and allowing all traffic to pass through from the single wave, right? Blocking all other possibilities. We will keep only one way open and asking all traffic to pass through that way only, right? That is called as a firewall. That is called as a gatekeeper function, right? So anybody is coming to you, right, should pass from only one single place, right? You need to close all the doors, right? All the possibilities from where the people can come, and open only one way, and ask all that people to come from that one. So it will be easy for checking, it will be easy for the monitoring, it will be easy for the scanning. That is called as a gatekeeper function, allowing all traffic to pass through one single way, right? Allowing all traffic to pass through a single way, right? So what that gatekeeper will do, many times you might have seen on the military gates, right? Army gates, you might have seen these three words, right? Respect all, suspect all, and inspect all. Whoever is coming, right? You suspect them, and after suspicions, right? You inspect them. Inspection means ask for their identity, right? Who are you? From where you are coming? Whom you want to meet? First time you are coming on, right? Earlier also you came, right? You make a call to them, right? Many questions they will ask, right, before permitting us to enter into the premises, right? That is called as a gatekeeper function. Once they satisfy with your identity, right, then they will allow you to enter into their area. That is called as a gatekeeper function, right? So that's why, right, on many of the signboards, it will be there, right? Prove yourself, right? Please provide that identity, Okay, if you are able to provide that identity, then only they will allow you to enter. If you are failed to provide that identity, then they will stop you there only. They will not allow you to pass inside. That is called as a gatekeeper functionality, right? So once you are able to pass, then only, right, once you are able to enter into the system, right, if you have passed the gatekeeper functionality, if you have passed that gatekeeper functionality, or if you are able to provide the, right, your authorization certificates, right, proof of identity, if you are able to provide, then only you can enter into that system. Then only you can use the computing resources like processor, memory, input output, right? Then only you will be able to use that. Okay, then you can access the data also, you can access the processes also, you can access the software also, right? So apart from that gatekeeper functionality, you must have some internal security controls also, we must have, right? Internal security controls we must have, right? Password we can have it, right? Internal passwords we can have, right? And number of processes you can have, you can restrict by the buffer size also, you can restrict, right? Like this you can control that access. Okay, so here these are the components involved in the network model. Okay, so here you can see that you can explain about that opponents also. Opponents can be human being, opponents can be software. Human being means manually they will try to crack your data. Software means viruses will be there or worms will be there. Unless they will try to modify your data, they will, unless they want to destroy your data, or unless they want to get a copy of your data. That is, right, that will be there in that program. So virus is nothing but program. Virus is nothing but what? Software program, right, which is written, right, to destroy the content of a file, content of a, right, message, right, or like get the copy of the data, right? So very first, right, whenever if they are able to enter into your system, right, you don't have suppose proper antivirus, right, and you are allowing all traffics to enter into your systems, right, you are not blocking any traffic, then that virus will enter your system, and very immediately they will attack on that computing resources, right? Very first they will try to attack on that computing resources, right? Processors, memory, input output, right? That's why if if virus enters into that system, very first is that processing speed will get reduced, right? That's why processing speed will get reduced and your system will become slow, right? Your system will become slow, your processing will get right, will get down, right? And if you have not taken proper action in the proper time, at one stage your total system will collapse, right? If you have not taken any proper action on time, then your entire system will get collapsed, right? Total system will get hanged, right? Even you cannot do one click also, you cannot do any key press also, that much slow, they will slow down that system. Why means they will grab your computing resources, right? They will make busy your computing resources in some other unnecessary ones, right? So we must have that firewall, we must have that antivirus, we must have the gatekeeper functionality in our system, right? So that things only are there. Using this model requires us to implement authentication, right? Authentication means, right, appropriate gatekeeper functionalities should be there. Appropriate gatekeeper or the firewall function, right, must be there to identify the users. Yes, he belongs to our college, right? Okay, if you are able to provide that identity card, then they will right, allow you to enter into the college. Otherwise, they will stop at the gate only, right? So that's why they are telling that application select appropriate gatekeeper firewall functions to identify the users. Authorization, right? I am that authorized user. I am that authorized user. right? I have entered into that college, but I am not, right, authorized to access any department, anything, right? Even though I belongs to college, but I have some limited access, right? So that is called as security controls. That is called as security controls. So implement security controls to ensure only authorized user access designated information or resources. I cannot access any information from any department, right? I will access only that what part of that information, right, enough to me. Only that CSC information I can access. In that one CSC also I can access only that final year. Only in the final year also I can access only that final year for the A sections only, not B, C, D from and data also, right? That is called as an access control. That is called as a security controls, right? And finally is trusted computer system may be useful to help implement this model, right? So you must have a genuine operating system. You must have some secure operating system like Linux, right? Or you must have some, right, excellent gatekeeper functionality, right? That can, right, ensures that your system is trusted. Your system is trusted, right? So final conclusion is trusted computer system may be useful to help implement this model, right? User-friendly computers are there, user-friendly operating systems are there, right? Means anybody can access your system, anybody can operate your systems, anybody, right? Like this, right? So for that one, to stop some unidentified users, right? We must have a proper antivirus, we must have a proper operating system, or we must have a proper access control, right? So that is all about your model for network access security, right? So here you need to remember this diagram, right? Model for internet security works, right? And what are the things are required? These four things are required in that model. Algorithm is there, key is there, right? A channel is required to transfer that one, right? And about the third party, right? These four things are required. Then here the components are there. What are the components are there? The main important components are there. Components means what can be the components are there. Access channel means what is that work of this access channel. What is that gatekeeper functionality I have explained you, right? Inside that system, right, information system, what are, where we can have that access control, computing resources are there, internal security controls are there, right? That you need to know. Then where we can use this model. So using this model requires us to implement authentication and authorization, right? Have a concept of username and password, and have a concept of access control, right? As a CSC students, you cannot go to that MBA department. Immediately they will ask you that questions. You belong to the CSC, why you came to that MBA? You belongs to that UG section, right? Why you came to that PG section, right? Such controls must be there in order to right, avoid that free environment. Okay, so with this we have completed one more topic, right? Additional thing in that one is the methods of defense. Methods of defense, right? So how we can protect defense, right? By encryption, decryption, we can defense, right? By software controls, we can defense. By hardware controls, we can defense. By policies, we can defense, right? Like frequently, right? Don't use the same password for a long time. That is called as a policies. Don't use the same password for long time. Keep frequently changing your passwords, right? You might have seen that some systems daily they change that password with respect to the date, with respect to the day, right? That password will get changed, right? That is a good policy to protect our system, to protect our data, right? So frequently changes your password. Frequently we have to change our password. Do not use the same password for long time. Okay. Then physical controls are there, right? locking the room, locking the system, right? Such precautionary measures, right? We can say as a physical controls, right? So these are the right additional suggestions are there or methods of defense are there. So in that way also we can protect our data from opponents. Okay. So anything you want to ask here? This next class we will see the internet standards. Today we will stop here. Right? I will. Anything you want to ask? From my side, it's over. You want to ask anything, you can ask. Might be 5 and 6 in a hurry. Who is L6? Narendra? Yes, ma'am. Anything you want to ask? No questions, no doubts. Hello? Please respond me. Don't want to ask anything.
No doubt, sir.
Understood everything?
Yes, sir.
5N7. N7 ready garu. Left hand. 61. 61 is there. Okay, Madan. Right? Post your roll numbers in the chat box. Still session is on. If you have any doubt, you can ask. Remember that components, what are the components are there. Then second thing, after using that components, their proper connections you remember. Right? After then where we are using, why we are using, what we are using, right? And what we are achieving after doing all those things, right? That all things we need to understand, right? For what purpose we are having this, all those things. Only that single word answer is security. Single word answer is security purpose we are doing this one, right? In order to protect our data from opponents, right? Here opponents means, right? They are means we have taken some negative character. Some negative characters we have taken opponents means. Sometimes that opponents means the right. Always not the negative data, but here that opponent means those who want to destroy your data, those who want to modify your data, right? And those who want to steal your data. For them we are referring that opponents. Okay. So to provide the security from such opponents, we are having that trusted third parties, right? We are having that trusted third parties. The main job of trusted third party is they will help us in sharing the keyword. They will help us in sharing the secret information in both the sender and receiver, right?
Yes, sir.
Information channel means your network, which network you are using to send the data. That is called as some means of transport. Means of transport information channels, right? And most probably they will attack in information channels only, right? So information channels means many senders and many receivers they will use internet, like an internet, right? Millions, billions of users will be there, right? Full traffic will be there, right? In that one, who is hacker, who is cracker, right? Very difficult to identify that one. Who is stealing whose data, right? Identify that. So that one is very difficult, right? So that's why we will use the trusted third party, right? Which is securely, right? Transmit us from that source to destination. And for that purpose only, we are using that many confidentiality measures, right? Encrypting the data using the key.
Sir,
Uh,
WhatsApp uses end-to-end encryption, no, sir. WhatsApp uses
WhatsApp users.
end-to-end encryption, no, sir.
So they are also one type of security.
Yes, sir. If we know the encryption algorithm of WhatsApp, we can decrypt others' messages, sir, by
No.
interception.
For that one, that again, that's why we are along with the key. Along with that algorithm, we are using the key also.
Oh,
So what key, what algorithms, that combination we are using only that trusted third party will use. Right? Third party means anything. Third party may be that opponent also is a third party. That's why we are telling trusted third party. And what is important? Trusted third party. Trusted is important. Right? Sender is there one party, receiver is there another party, and opponent is there third party. So opponent is there to harm us. Right? But the trusted third party is there to help us. Right? By sharing that along with that algorithm, how you have implemented that algorithm, right? Along with that key, right? It will share the key between the sender and receiver, right? Like an OTP is there, but algorithm they know, right? But OTP, only that authorized user only will get that OTP.
yes.
Now along with that OTP also, now they are sending some letters also, they are sending, right?
Factor authentication.
Right, so day by day some improvements are coming in that security.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Anything else?
No, sir.
If you have any idea about that security, then also you can share here. Right, beyond the syllabus also, it will be discussed here, security concerns.
Okay.
Okay, if no questions, right, we will stop here only, right? Next class we will see that internet standards, right? Okay, you can post your number. Those are already posted, you can leave, right? I'm closing the session.
Thank you.
Thank you.